Hello. How is everybody? Welcome to the March Sip and Stitch. I'm here and Spencer's over here on the sofa with Nubby,
Hello.
with the cows in the background. We're at the cutest little Airbnb cottage in a little town called Castle Acre. It's really, really cute. And we've been here for about a week. We're going back to London tomorrow. But it's been really fun to be up in Norfolk, which is really great. Hello to everyone watching. Welcome, welcome. Please feel free to use the comments, to use the chats wherever you're watching, whether that's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We're so happy to have you here. We've learned through a lot of trial and error that it is so tricky. Spencer just commented, OMG, I'm so excited for this sip and stitch.
I am.
Are you? um, we've learned through trial and error it's really tough to do like big Zoom calls, and sometimes it's a mixed bag. You never know what you're going to get, and unfortunately there's that old adage of like one person kind of ruins it for the rest of us, and sometimes we've had some folks go rogue with some thoughts and opinions that aren't always shared by the group at large, and so we've had to lock down the Zoom calls a little bit, which is unfortunate, but um
And I'm surprised I was invited back.
That's a funny joke. Um, anyhow, so I'm sorry that we can't have the Zoom calls, but hi, Jamie. Good morning. I'm so glad you could join. Oh, hello, Bordu Cadeus. Is that how you say it? Bordu Cadeus? Cadios? I don't know. I don't speak Dutch. Um, hello, hello, everyone joining. I'm working on a portrait. If anybody has any idea who I'm stitching, let me know. I'm gonna send this portrait to him as somebody I follow on Instagram, who I don't think he knows I'm stitching this, but I adore his account. Hello, I have a portrait I can't
How long
finish.
how long have you been working on this one?
Oh, off and on for like a month. Just I've been picking away at it. I haven't
Mm.
really prioritized it. Crafty Curiosity says, I have a portrait I can't finish. It involves a dog and I don't know how to mix the browns to get the right effect. Tell me more, Crafty Curiosity. I, if I may be so bold, am going to reframe your comment. You have a portrait that you will finish, you're working on finishing, and you're a little bit stuck trying to mix the browns to get the right effect. But you will figure it out. It's only a matter of time, and then you will finish the portrait, and it'll be so fun to see the final result. Um, the mix of browns, dogs and cats are tricky. They are tricky. Oh, it can be tedious to mix the colors needed to get the animals just right. If you're working from a live animal, sometimes that is easier because they're right at your feet and you can literally lay the floss on their fur and see if it matches. If you're working from a photo, it is a little bit trickier, but just remember that if you get it close, oftentimes that is, and I use this phrase gingerly, good enough. Like, have you ever painted a room in your house or apartment or whatever, and maybe you go to the paint store, the paint section at Home Depot, however you do it, and you get those little samples, and you're like, I want to paint my walls blue, and you get like 4 blue samples of blues that you think you'll like, and you do like a little square on the wall, and it's like, oh no, which one is right? And you see them at all different times of day, and you're like, oh no, the way the sun hits at the dark, evening light, how does that look? And sometimes it's really, really hard to like pick the right blue. But the trick with that is once you choose one, you won't have the others on the wall anymore to compare to. It's almost the comparison that makes it appear more difficult or more high stakes than it really is. Once you eliminate the options, once you're like, nope, I like this one, I choose this one, and you paint over the other options, all of a sudden it can become clear that, like, oh, yes, this was the right choice. Maybe sometimes the wrong choice, and you can paint over that. But I would encourage you to embrace the fact that there might not be a perfect answer, to do your very best. And also, sometimes, like with dog fur, for example, my Pepper was like a ginger colored dog, and she had all these beautiful hues of like gingery gold and brown. And I was always surprised. I did numbers of family portraits over the years. She lived to be almost 16. And so I made numbers of family portraits with her in them over the years. And I always found I tend to recommend using like a light, medium, and dark, if you have a multicolored hair, multicolored dog. And oftentimes the light, medium, and dark difference is a lot more subtle than you think. So you might have like a cinnamon stick colored brown, and then you might have like a caramel colored brown, and that might be the darkest and lightest. And then you find like a nice mid-tone in there, and they're not really that far different on the spectrum. So letting your different brown tones be less different than you think might help the blending a little bit. I'm just going out on a limb on what might be the issues, but feel free to tell me all about it in the comments. I'm fully monologuing about your problem as if I know anything about it. The bottom line is, I believe in you, and I think your portrait's going to turn out great because you're clearly giving it a lot of thought. Chris says, hello from Yorkshire. Hi, Chris. Always a pleasure. So fun to be in the same time zone as you. One of these days we'll connect. Crafty Curiosity says, good idea, might lay the floss on the photo. Yes, I do find that's easier than comparing to screens, because if you're holding a floss up to your screen, it's going to be backlit, and screens have a blue hue to them and can futz with the colors a little bit. Thank you. I'll take this advice. I'm going to pull out the project right now and post on Facebook. Hey, that'll be great.
Nice.
And the Facebook group also, if you post pictures there, people will chime in. So that's great. Hi, everybody on Instagram. Oh boy. Instagram. And I think, oh yes, I'm getting Facebook and YouTube comments here. It's a whole thing, this whole interface. What's everybody working on? Are we just hanging out? What's the news? What's the latest in your lives? Spence and I, we've been Airbnb hopping around the UK, kind of. That was the original plan. It's now an exaggeration. We first gave ourselves like a month at this great place in the neighborhood called Woolwich, which is, if you're familiar with where Greenwich is, it's part of Greenwich, Greater Greenwich. And we gave ourselves a month there to begin with, just to like settle in. And then we were going to do 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, here, there, and everywhere. We went to Brixton next, and we were going to just do 3 weeks. But the place that I was looking to go after that fell through. Like the person on Airbnb just like stopped replying. And anyway, so we added 1 more week to our place. It was near Brixton. It was actually in an area called Tulse Hill, which was lovely. And we ended up staying there a month. And then, as luck would have it, I made friends with the first Airbnb host. She's an artist, and we just have a lot in common. And she didn't have anybody book in April. So we're actually going back there because it's familiar and it's comfortable, and it's just a really good setup for me and Spencer and the dogs. And we've realized rather quickly that we really like being near London and just having so much to do being in the city. We've lived in suburbia for a very, very, very long time. So it's been very fun to be in the city. So we're actually going back to Woolwich, and then we'll be in North London for a while, flat sitting in an area called Poplar. So that's kind of what we're up to, where we're at. And in between this Tulse Hill place and going back to Woolwich, we booked this beautiful little Airbnb in Norfolk. And it's been fun. There's a lot of ruins around here. King Henry VIII got big mad about the monasteries. And
The doofus.
what a doofus. It's almost like we could learn from history what happens when immature baby men don't get their way but are also in charge. They ruin things. So I don't know. I just feel like that's maybe a lesson that's like weirdly pertinent, that like maybe we could pay attention to and like try and prevent
Well,
that from happening.
might take a few heads rolling for it to really.
Hope not. But man, so we've seen a lot of like priory ruins and church ruins up here in Norfolk. Beautiful old places that were built in like 1080. Just 1080 was the year they were built. And then taken by King Henry VIII, angry baby man, in the 1500s. Yes?
Yeah, about 1530.
1530.
Shut it all down.
And he
said,
shut them
"No
down, and they went
thanks."
into disrepair, and some were dismantled, like for for parts, stones utilized in other places in the towns and other buildings, and some some are like still in okay condition. Like one of the ones we visited still, they used a portion of it for the church still, but like areas had been bricked over like in the 1800s for safety. Crazy history. Really, really interesting stuff. And we're right near there's a, well, apparently there are a lot of Air Force bases around here. There's a Royal Air Force Base and there are other international Air Force bases. Like I've seen American fighter jets um, going by and oh my gosh, it like shakes the whole place.
Cool.
It's cool. It's loud.
It's a little unnerving.
It
But
is unnerving, but you get used to it. You get used to, well, I don't know that you get used to it. You come to expect it.
Yeah, it's interesting because when I was when growing up, my grandparents lived in sort of northern Utah, and I remember a similar thing. They lived by an Air Force base, and you would just be out playing in their backyard, and just a jet would stream across the sky, and everything would shake. And yeah, it just sort of became normal. And I'm surprised at how normal it's become. Even the dog has sort of
Yeah.
figured out
Yeah. At
what it
first, she would
is.
be like, "What is
Yeah, she
happening?"
would freak out. She'd look out the window, and now she just stays asleep.
For anyone who's into planes, we were out up at the coast, and I took this video. I'm sure people who know things
Oh, that was
will know what
cool.
this is, but saw one of these. So that was cool.
Yeah, if anyone knows, please tell us.
And then it did like a turn. So yeah, it's been an interesting place to rest our weary heads. We're right outside a church. I'm going to post a reel about it later because I took my stitching out and stitched in the cemetery. Because there's just a cemetery right out there, and I like cemeteries. I like to go hang out with everybody out there. So, and yes, by everybody I mean the graves. I find it very peaceful, and I think it's very inspiring. And I'm sorry if you think it's morbid, but I hope not. Let's see. Let me catch up on the comments. I'm working on a dumpster that says, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." That's very funny. I really like that. That's a great pattern. Just a dumpster fire. I like it. As you can see, that is amusing to me. I love Norfolk. A lot of my ancestors came from there. Chris, we're just like following the Chris trail because I remember you said your father-in-law, I think, worked at the Woolwich Arsenal. I think you had mentioned to me, which is pretty stinking cool. And that's like that was our station was Woolwich Arsenal. So, and we're going back, and now we're in Norfolk, where you have ancestors. So that's cool. I have some ancestors, Welsh, Irish, and English. And I know for certain a lot of number of my ancestors came from like Birmingham area, north of Birmingham, and I was able to visit. I'm sorry if I've told this story before, but I was able to visit my sister. She found the town where my ancestors were from, Bloxwich, and she like wandered into the church there and literally like turned, and there was my fourth great grandmother's gravestone, just the first one she saw. And so I followed in my sister's footsteps and found the church. She told me where it was and kind of where to look along the way, and I found her. So that was pretty cool, and her husband. But you know, okay, I'm doing this portrait. I've got like all these wildflowers around, and I'm trying to decide what colors to do. The flower crown is pretty springy, pink, yellow, purple, but I want the flowers around to be a little bit more dynamic. Maybe I need some lavender. I'll do some lavender. Okay. Let me double check my comments. Comments all day. Hi, Alina. Welcome to the live stream. I'm Lizzie Bean. I founded Stitch People a while back. I don't know if you're new to this live stream or new to Stitch People generally, but I cross stitch family portraits, and I'm stitching Jonathan. What's his last name? I can't even think of his. He's a guy I follow on Instagram. I don't know him personally. I'm just really a fan of what he does on Instagram, and I'm in the mood of making portraits for people who inspire me with joy as a way to say thank you. Jonathan Hybert. I'll show you his Instagram page. He's the most whimsical human being, and he makes flower crowns. He does like Santa stuff too. So this is Jonathan, and I'm making a portrait of him. I'm going to send it to him. Hopefully I'll be able to send it to him. Just as a way of saying thanks for spreading your joy, because I find him delightful. And I think interesting people are interesting, and I wanna stitch them. Hey, look! So I'm pulling all of my wildflower colors
Holy cow.
from what?
Just that
This massive wad
massive
of,
wad of floss.
extra floss that I've built up over the
I thought you would have dumped
years.
that before we came over.
You'd have thought.
I I thought wrong.
But it is a resource.
A big one.
You see, sometimes you just need one thread of very light blue for an outline of an eye, or, one little brown thread for a highlight.
I'm curious, how does everyone else store theirs? Because I know that like this is a thing.
Yeah, it's hard to get rid of, like, the little extras. When it's long enough that you know you could use it, I used to just use like, in my bobbin box, I would just devote one little square for all of this, but, like, over the years, like, that would fit in the little square.
I can't remember it's just a handful. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a it's a washcloth of
This is
floss.
my baby. This is my baby floss shards. But I use it. I really do. And all of the flowers that I'm going to be putting on this portrait will come from, see, perfect. I can use this for some like little yellow daisies. That's like at least one flower. And this I can turn into lavender. It's perfect.
I can't deny that
You
it is
can't deny
perfect.
it's perfect. So this is built up over a couple years. And like sometimes there's big, like, look at this. This is all 6 threads. I needed like a length of floss for like a photo accessory or something. You know what I mean? And I'm not about to throw it away. So now I just have my little bag of floss, floss pieces. Go Jonathan! Yeah, Jonathan is a very happy person on Instagram, and one of my favorite things he does is he'll post videos that say "Happy Friday" to those who celebrate, and I think that's so silly and funny. He's very motivating. He talks about like leaving the corporate grind and choosing to be joyful, and that the various identities we build. Like one of his recent videos, he talked about how like that old corporate persona came through in a certain setting. Like he could feel his old corporate self kick in to something happened, and his mindset went like full corporate man. And even though he really doesn't, like, for lack of a better word, identify as that kind of person anymore. He's left his corporate job, he's doing other things. And I just thought, how interesting that is. I totally relate to that. I'm like, sometimes you're, different pieces of yourself that served you in other contexts, and like you think certain parts of you are behind you, either sometimes good things, like we were talking today, like I don't really play my trombone anymore. I majored in music in college. I haven't played in years, but like there was a whole 15-20 year stretch of my life where like that was my identity. And sometimes jazz music Lizzie comes to the front, the front of the stage. Less and less so, obviously. And then sometimes it's like, you know, rougher around the edges parts of yourself that you feel like you've overcome or conquered or whatever. And sometimes those rough edges come out in a certain situation, like, oh, I thought I was past being that way, or what have you. And anyway, just an interesting thing to notice in oneself. I have to say, in this, I'm ADHD bouncing back to this lane. I did I just did a bunch of stems for myself, and I used a variegated floss. It's a green variegated floss by DMC that goes like dark to light green. And so there's just a slight difference in the greens all the way around, but they're in like the same green color family. And I think it turned out really well. And I'm pretty excited about it. Wanted to share that with you. Let's see. Alina says, I've been stitching about 14 years. I love anything abstract or cute animals. I give them away as gifts since my wall has no space left. I love that. Yeah. I've been stitching. I learned to stitch like when I was a kid. My grandma or my mom taught me. And then, you just learn things as a kid. And then I didn't do it again until I was in college. I got mega depressed and I was like wanting nostalgic something to do, and started doing this, and then did more portraits. And then people wanted to make their own portraits. So I made the book, and that was 15 years ago. So, well, the book was 2014. So like 12 years ago. But yeah, here we go. Hey, Queensland, Australia. Fantastic. I'm from the States, as you might be able to tell. I was born in Michigan. Did my early childhood was raised in Western New York. And then high school and college was out in Utah, out west, and been there for 25 years.
Oof. Well,
Yeah,
better than
20
me, born and raised.
20 to 25. Well, that's okay. Being born and raised in a place, I don't know. I feel like you were born and raised there. I got stuck there.
Well, that's true.
But we recently moved to the UK, and we're trying to figure out where we want to land more permanently. It'll be London. It's just sort of a matter of where in London we want to land. Um, so exploring that all the while, all the day long. Is anybody on this stream stitching a project with me? Is anybody actively crafting? What are we making? What are we stitching? What are we doing? I'm in an era of like I clearly enjoy embroidery and cross stitching. It's been a really cool sense of community and a source of income for a while, but I'm to the like I don't care what you're doing. I don't care. Are you quilting? Are you coloring in a coloring book or on your iPad? Are you doing Sudokus? Are you beading? Are you knitting? I don't care. Are you happy doing it? Do it. Do more of it. Do more of the creative thing that makes you happy. Jamie says, yes, yes, working on the dumpster fire. I love that. The light of yours going to let it shine. I'm yeah, I'm just into like we live in such a weird time, you guys. We live in such a weird time. Like, do you ever just pause and it's like, what? What? Like, I saw a reel on Instagram the other day, and I thought this was a really interesting comparison. I actually think there's an opportunity here. Somebody said the movie Austin Powers came out in 1997. This is like Mike Myers being like the I don't know what the name for that 1960s groovy guy is, but like gross, yeah, baby, like Mike Myers, mega 60s. He was meant to come from 30 years before. So 1967. 2027 will be as
Oh
long
no.
from that movie coming out as it was meant to be from him being like cryogenically frozen and coming back in 1997.
Oh, I hate that.
So the question on this Instagram reel was like, what archetype from 97 could you cryogenically freeze like Austin Powers and bring back in 2027 to be like as entertaining and disoriented? And somebody said it, and I think it's right, like a grunge kid, like a um like a that oversized plaid, like baggy jeans, like I think that might be,
Yeah.
but that wasn't as mainstream as like the groovy baby kind of
Well,
subculture was.
I don't know if this would work. Like, take one of the Backstreet Boys, cryogenically freeze them from
That's
their
the movie I
heyday,
want to watch.
and
Is the
then watch
crowd
them come back.
the literal Backstreet, all five of them actually. A boy band from the 90s
Freeze
is
the whole band.
cryogenically frozen and brought back in 2027. And they have to make their way on social media and they're like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Phones are for calling because even in 97 there wasn't this guy did an overview like people had cell phones in 97 but they weren't texting on them yet. Like it was for calling. So I just think that's a fascinating little like we live in a wild time. Anyway, that was an ADHD tangent too. We live in a wild time. And I think one of the only ways to combat it is to like make things and preferably together, preferably in groups, preferably live streams is probably the lowest hanging fruit. Get together with your friends via Zoom and like each of you doesn't even have to leave your home. Pour yourselves a cold Diet Coke or a glass of wine and tuck in for the evening, working on something, laughing together with them, stream a movie on Discord. We have to do it. It is so inconvenient though. And that's I think humans like convenience too much. We've gotten too used to, 2-day shipping on Amazon. We have to go back to 5-day shipping. We have to go back to being okay with that because it's better for our like let alone the planet, but like for our nervous systems. We have to make stuff. We have to make stuff with our hands. We have to make stuff with our hands with and for each other. It is the only way. And it's funny, I'm trying to talk more about it. I'll be talking more about it. It's becoming a bit of a obsession of mine. But um, the irony, like the eye rolling, full body eye roll that I feel when I'm going out to like try and test some of this. I'm going out and stitching in the park. I'm trying to get strangers to sit down and stitch with me and talk about this, talk about creativity, talk about human connection. But I'm filming it to post on social media. Like the irony is not lost on me. So it's this weird double-edged sword of like, well, if you can't beat them, join them, screw it. Like if AI slop is going on social media, human-made, heart-centered content can go on social media, and to just try a different way, try a better way. My I will consider my job well done if eventually all of my followers stop showing up because they've put their phones away and they
Or they
are
only show up for your sip and stitch.
yeah, I mean, yes, show up for the sip and stitch, but no other time. But you know, like that's the point is like put down the phones. Oh, I do oh, listen, Lou King, I know you. Hello. Hello, Melissa.
That's Melissa?
Yeah, this is my college roommate and pal.
Hi, Melissa.
Um, I was just gonna say I downloaded an app for anyone interested. I have two app recommendations for you for anyone interested in this conversation that I'm having about human-made life. Um, there is an app called Minutia, Minutae. It's a really interesting app. It's like guerrilla Instagram. It alerts you once per day that it is time to capture your moment. And like literally you have like a minute unless you pay for the premium and then it gives you up to 3 minutes to respond. But like it'll text you it notifies me like 6 times in a row. It's like zzz, 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 zzz. And you pick up your phone and you're literally the point is to snap what's in front of you. That's it. Because on Instagram you get to like curate the shot and you get to build the shot and you get to make sure everything looks Instagram ready. The point of Minutia is like actually between the posts that you see on Instagram is a lot of everyday life. It's a lot of us like sitting in our cars, standing in lines at the grocery store. Um, and you start and you don't get to choose when you post. And you can have it not alert you like it's worldwide. So everybody in the world gets the alert at the same time. And then all you get to see is one other person. So I was laying on my bed when the just like having a lie down when the app went off today. So I took a picture of the ceiling, just this cool beamed ceiling. And then I tapped, and the person that I got today was in Nottingham in the UK. And it was just a picture of like through their rainy windshield with like a Tesco Express in the distance, rainy windshield, and like a little car toy on the dashboard. I was like, yeah, like I know that car. That looks like my sister's car. You know, only hers would be a little train from my nephew in the front of like you just it's just cool. It's a really nice once I got I got a picture from somewhere in the States. Um, it was a picture of ostensibly some guy's wife just like bent over in the garden. You know, that it was like a Saturday, clearly like just some people in the States doing some yard work that day. Um, and then it's gone. And it's kind of ephemeral and they save your pictures. You can get like a collection of them at a certain point. But I think it's really cool. So anyway, just thought I'd tell you about that minutia. And then I also downloaded an app called Opal. I'm on day 3 of my free trial. It is a paid app. No affiliation. I'm just letting you know I'm trying it. And so far so good. It like locks your apps. The idea is it's like a ultimate screen tracker. And what's cool is you can set, oh look, see, I did a timeout earlier where I just had 45 minutes where I couldn't open Instagram, Reddit, some of my messaging apps, Discord, like it was just locked down. And when it's in lockdown mode, you can pause it, but you have to like it won't give you the option to pause until after it does like a breathe in, breathe out. And you can make the pause mechanism easy or more difficult. So you might have to like play a math game first before you're allowed to open Instagram. And it'll be like, hey, how did you like that math game? Did you get enough dopamine from that? Like so that you don't actually have to open Instagram after all. You know, like, is that enough? Is that enough little distraction for you? Cool. Go back to your life. So, so that's been cool. Opal, like the stone for anybody who's I just find myself, like, tethered to my phone lately. And it's hard because 'cause I'm filming more on my phone, and I'm posting more to Instagram, and I wanna see how the videos are doing and answer comments and talk to all of you and whatever. So on the one hand, it's like my job, and on the other hand, it just creates this loop of, like, "Gotta check, gotta check, gotta check," and it's like, "What's that actually gonna serve me to check that I have, like, 900 views now instead of 800 views?" Like, cool, you know? Um, could you top off this tea for me? That'd be great. Thanks, Spence. Spencer just asked if I needed anything. Um, oh, Alina says she's working on a small dragon. Oh, I love that. Love that. Hello, Lisa from Puerto Rico. I'm working on a cross stitch pattern from Tiny Modernist. I love how many hi Gemma. I know you. I love how many cross stitch designers there are in the world. So many different flavors of project to work on. So fun. So funny. I remember getting a comment once about Stitch People that was like weird looking people with big heads and wide eyes. And I was like, okay, go stitch something else. Like, I don't care. You don't have to be here. Make your own portrait. They are kind of it's like a caricature. It's like a cartoon. It's not literal actually. The point is I don't have the patience to do a realistic portrait. So if you do, anonymous commenter, by all means. But I do not, and I want to be done in a weekend. Thank you. Hi, Gemma. Oh, we are finding life in the UK to be lovely. We are really, really, really liking it here. Um, on the whole, it just feels like an energetic fit, if that makes sense. Um, I don't know, just the way the interactions we have, the way we navigate things, and the types of people we've been running into, and I don't know, it's been great. We're in, Norfolk right now, and we will be going back to London tomorrow. So when we do, we'll be in our next place for another, a month-long chunk. So I have to come out your way because 'cause I'll be on the Elizabeth line, and so I'll be able to just right out to, um isn't there, a stop in Woking? I know there's a Reading stop. Anyway, um yes, even the weather. I have some friends, British friends, who are complaining about the wet, and it just makes me laugh because I'm like, "I love it." Like, do you see how long my nails are? My nails I'll do that thing that influencers do. I don't know if you can like, my nails don't oh, I'm black. You can see the whites of my nails. My nails don't grow long because I'm from Utah, and in Utah, it is dry, and my nails get brittle and, like, break and crack and snap. Um, this is crazy that all 10 of my fingernails are the same length, and the length is kind of long, annoyingly long. I have to file them back soon. Um, this is all because of this, like, oh, this humid air. I love it. I love the rain. I was walking through the rain yesterday. Like, it was like drizzly, misty rain, and it was gray and hazy and beautiful. And I sent a picture to a friend of mine who's from South London, and he's like, "That's not beautiful. That's just overcast." I was like, "No, it's okay." I really like it. And maybe I'll get sick of it eventually, but I don't mind it. Main line into Waterloo from Woking. Okay, cool. Great. Awesome. Let's get together. We'll get the band back together with Jenny and whoever else is out that way. I know we've got a lot of there's also I saw at the Woolwich Works. It's part of the old Woolwich Arsenal. They've converted into like there's eating and dining space and there's like event space you can hire out and they bring in shows sometimes concert venue. They do I haven't checked it out. I'm gonna. Um every Wednesday they do a craft night. Like bring your crafts and hang out. So I'm gonna go. So if anybody in the UK wants to make their way over to Woolwich, which I know is a haul, so no pressure. Um, but yeah, I think I'll definitely go. Maybe this Wednesday. No reason not to. I
No reason not
declare
to.
it. I will go this Wednesday to Woolwich Works craft night. Um, and if nobody else comes with me, that's fine. I'll scope it out and let you know if it's cool, and then we can go again the next week. And if it's not cool, then we can start our own. It'll be cool.
Brilliant.
Crafters are cool. But I do look forward to hosting my own sometime. I'm sort of smitten with the idea of having a space. I keep talking to Spencer about it, and I keep talking about it because it terrifies me, if I'm honest with you. But I keep envisioning a space, and I just think that'd be so cool. A space that's like part craft store, but like heavy on education, where there's, like a big learning table where we do how-to nights for all sorts of crafts, and we'll host sip and stitches, and if there's more than one room in it, like where like you could rent the room for you and your 7 friends to just be together, but that you'd have access to like supplies and stuff if you needed it, and maybe there's a very limited cafe element, but just like like those big bookstores, like from you've got mail, like the Borders and the Barnes and Nobles and the, what are they called over here? Waterstones?
Yeah, I think so.
Waterstones. Like the craft equivalent of that, but not that big. But that idea, what Starbucks did to the coffee industry, I would love to start for the craft industry, of like sofas instead of tables, and like come hang out for a while and work on your projects. Because again, I really think humanity will be healed through community art. So, Waterstones, yes. Gemma says, wishing I lived somewhere hot and dry all the time. I feel you. And there is something nice about desert, like desert winter. It can be snowing and you still don't necessarily even need a coat, because like the temperature is low, but there's no humidity in the air. So it doesn't like chill you to your bones. It's like cold on your skin. Like, and the dry heat is nice because it's not like you don't sweat in Utah summers, or desert summers. I mean, you do. It's hot, but it's a different kind. You don't like soak through your clothes the way like when I'm visiting family in New England, and I'm sure what will happen here this summer. Humid hot is a sticky business, and you don't get that in the States. But your hair dries out, and your nails dry out, and your skin dries out, and your nose dries out. I get like bloody noses like crazy in the desert. There's water shortages, just generally, for like drinking and survival. Tomato. We've all got problems. Macy loves the wet, damp weather. Hey, well, she was born in the right country. I love that. I have to tell you, you'll probably laugh, but I had it on my to-do list as like if I had time to run to Macy's and Target for Macy and get some like shopping bags and things to bring. Next time I'm in the States, I will. It was just like a few errands too many before we moved, and we were selling everything and moving into the RV and selling the house and all that. I just didn't get to it, but it is legit on my radar. I'm always like, God, I gotta go to Target for Macy. gotta get her like some merch. Or Macy's. Target, the American staple. I hear Target is kind of on the having an identity crisis though, because of I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, one of those things.
One of those things that's controversial. Something about Target is controversial, I guess. And so I don't really shop there anyway, so I don't really know. Only as a matter of convenience. I used to love Target. I used to go there all the time. We got our first TV from Target.
Oh yeah.
When we were married, we got enough gift cards from our wedding that we were able to buy like a $200 30-inch, 32-inch TV.
That was a good TV.
It was a good TV. It lasted us a while. The first movie we watched
time.
was the Jake Gyllenhaal Prince of Persia on our 32-inch TV from Target.
And
it was a Sony, I think.
Being underwhelming.
Yeah, it was not a great movie. I remember it not being terrible.
No, but I remember being like, okay. It's probably the only time I'll see that one.
That's that movie for you. Her dream is to go to New York and visit Macy's on 34th. That's a beautiful building. It's like Harrods, in London. Like just the expansive, cool department store vibe.
Go for Thanksgiving, where she'll
the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Own parade.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
For Macy's Day.
Hobby Lobby is the equivalent to Hobby Craft. I have been to a couple Hobby Crafts here, We found one in Edinburgh where we were, or just on the outskirts of, and stopped in just to see what was available. Oh my gosh, there was so much. There was so much.
That was a huge store.
Huge store, definitely like our Hobby Lobby or Michael's or what Joann's used to be. Um, but more variety in their cross stitch and embroidery, for sure, more variety than Michael's by far. I haven't been in a Hobby Lobby recently. I don't know if they've upped the ante on cross stitch and embroidery since Joann's closed. Joann's, I always liked their selection of cross stitch and embroidery the most. Just they had a whole aisle for it, at least in the one near me. But yeah, Hobbycraft, 10 out of 10. I love a Hobbycraft. I'm glad to know it exists because oh, I also found this one. I want to say it's like a Danish craft store. Uh, what's it called? What's it called? What's it called? Sostren Green Gren. It's let me see if I can pull it up. I'll put a link in the chat. This one. Oh my gosh, what a cute store. What a stinking cute store. Yes, you know, Sostren Green. Gren, whatever, how to say that. I don't know. It's Danish. It's beautiful. Beautiful store. Chris says, any future plans for Stitch People yet? Yes and no. I'm wanting to like I said, I'm toying with the idea of doing a space. I think that would be very satisfying, but it scares me because that's just like more overhead, more management, and more, frankly, more things that could go wrong. Um, which is just that's the risk you take. But gosh, I'd love to have a space and where I could invite all of you to come stitch, and there could be events and gatherings and just to have a way to do that. Once we get settled here in the summer, I'm going to start doing, I'm going to do sip and stitches at like pubs and cafes. I'll host and bring kits and do that kind of stuff. I do have some ideas for kits. That's been something I've been reluctant to take on once again, just for the management of it. But it's time. It is time, like in Lion King. So I have some kit ideas because I'm going to so many adorable gift shops that have some crafty things, and I'm like, okay, there's no reason Stitch People should not be here. So yeah, I've got some ideas, got some things in the works. Just it'll be a lot easier once we're settled. It's funny, we started Airbnb hopping and we were so excited to explore and like see where we wanted to be, and then it was like instantaneous of like, no, we'd like to be near London and we're ready to be here now. So that's okay. All in due time. If you need a good floss supplier, use Lakeside Needlecraft. Yeah, they're great. I've done some pattern collabs with them in the past. Yeah, great company. Big like books where they've put a bunch of designers together to collab on different themes, different types of themed patterns, which is cool. So anyway. Is anyone watching anything worth reporting on or sharing or listening to audiobooks, podcasts? I have to say, I will not get on any soapboxes about the HBO trailer for the upcoming Harry Potter series.
Won't you now?
Nope, I'm not going to say anything. It is out and I have watched it. But I will say that I am listening to the Harry Potter full cast recording audiobook, and that is excellent. If you're a fan, but I'm a fan of that medium anyway. Like I've produced my own full cast recording of A Christmas Carol, available wherever you listen to podcasts. But so anyway, I just like that old timey radio show, where there's like sound effects and Foley in the background and whatever, and they do a really, really great job of it. I'm just in the first book. I haven't. I mean, it hasn't like drawn me in so much that like I can't stop listening, but I put it on when I'm on the bus sometimes. It's nice. And it's a good cast. Like Matthew McFadden they call him Voldemort. like super French way with the silent T.
Voldemort.
Voldemort. And Keira Knightley is Professor Umbridge, and who plays House? Hugh Laurie.
Yeah.
He's Dumbledore.
Who's like Snape?
I don't know. Probably someone cool. So yeah, that's neat. That's a good one. We've been watching the show Line of Duty. It's like a police drama. It's like a anti-corruption police British drama, which started ages ago, but like the recent seasons are pretty recent, and the production quality really improves over time, and it's fun fun to see it get better and better. Gemma says, I've been watching High Potential. I haven't heard of that. I have to check it out. Oh, we watched the first season of Vigil, which is a very intense, again, police drama, crime drama.
Anyone sensing a trend?
I like what I like, you know. I love me a British crime drama.
So much crime happens over here.
What was that stat that you read that like
that like
the UK is the size of New York
yeah,
State?
the size of New York State. And think of that next to your
think of that when you're scrolling
You're
the endless options
browsing
of
all
crime
the-
dramas that like, man, that's a lot of crime for a small place. My parents always joke about whenever we go to like a new small town, they're like, if you run into, you know, like the local minister or whatever, get out of there because you know a murder is going to happen. Like all these like Father Brown or like Grantchester, like all these, you think all these cute sleepy towns are cute sleepy towns, but they are murder capitals because of these, you know, Agatha Christie and all this stuff.
By the way, speaking of Agatha Christie,
Yeah.
Seven Dials
Oh, Seven Dials. We watched Seven Dials. That was really good. Seven Dials.
on Netflix.
Yes, I keep forgetting you have a microphone and I don't have to repeat what you say.
It's the first time we've done it this way, so
It's
I don't
true.
blame you.
But anyway, we watched Vigil. Vigil's intense. It's intense because it requires one of the detectives going on a submarine. And so it's like submarine warfare and like high stakes being under the subs and under the water in the subs rather. So, you know, proceed with caution there. Hi, Sarah Witten. Thanks for joining.
Sarah
I've been
Witten.
enjoying your videos so much, and I keep thinking about Inside Out tulips. I know you had a fancier name for them. Sarah Witten has a DIY flower studio that you all should go check out. It's so that you can make your own floral bouquets and like do your own event florals and wedding florals. Very, 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 very cool thing. It's like instead of buying cross stitch patterns, you buy education and guides for making floral arrangements. And she's just the loveliest person in the whole world.
Truly, okay, hold on. Truly the loveliest person you've
Aw.
ever met in the whole world.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about anyone who joins the live stream in very glowing terms, apparently. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's been on the TV here.
To be surpassed only perhaps by her husband.
Oh yeah, well he's like my cousin. So.
Well, I know, but
Wait, we have
he's
to say
also
that.
really great.
Just kidding. No, Brian's great. We love the Wittens. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it's just when you're trying to get the little stitches, it's hard to do. What else is new? Let me check the comments. Let me scroll and make sure I haven't missed any. I haven't. If anybody is watching who is international, I have good news for you. The good news is this. Our Do-It-Yourself Stitch People book has historically been more readily available in the States. International shipping exists, but it is a beast, plus customs and VAT and all of those things, which, like, I'm so sorry. I wish we could take that away from you. And we're going to try. I've been working on converting the DIY book to make it, we've been waiting to switch to the print-on-demand model just all at once, but we're going to release the DIY book for international audiences, print on demand. So that should be out soon. And we'll hopefully make it easier for those who want a copy of Do-It-Yourself Stitch People, but do not live in the continental 48 states and or North America generally. So, oh, the other Bennett sister. I've seen that recommended.
Yeah, it keeps coming up on iPlayer.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Gemma, because yeah, I've seen it and I'm like,
Is it a drama?
I
Comedy?
think it's a comedy.
It is a comedy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks quirky.
It does
And
look
I think
quirky.
I've been hesitant because like I've watched Bridgerton. I haven't watched the latest season, but I'm like I'm kind of over it with like quirky romance Regency era. I don't know. Bridgerton, I've just I feel like we've squeezed all the juice out of Bridgerton. Maybe it's just me. For me, I'm kind of over it.
Look, I never watched Bridgerton, so I'll get into the other Bennet
Okay,
sisters.
okay. But maybe if it's different, that's what I'm wondering is if it's
Mm.
like a different flavor, um, then maybe it's not gonna be the vibe that I hope it's not.
Well, we'll finish Line of Duty and then we can try one of those. Bo and what's the hotel?
Oh, Banjo and
Banjo and Row.
Row.
Banjo and Row.
Yeah, Amanda from my Peepo recommended Banjo and Row, and we flew through that. I
Definitely.
think it's more of a comedy. I prefer period drama that it's a lot more historically accurate rather than quirky. Me too. I think that's why I don't love Bridgerton because it's just like a little too modern for me. Like I know it's historical like fiction or period fiction, but like eh, eh, give me Jane Eyre, you know what I mean? give me give
Give
me
it to me
like
raw.
class disparity and give me women trying to make it in the world and being trampled on. I don't know. I'm a purist for Dickens and the Bronte sisters and the like. But yeah, so I could only manage 15 minutes of Bridgerton. Yes, I'm with you. It's specific. And that's I mean, that's part of its charm is it's like a fantasy take on Jane Austen. And I get that. It's like a modern kind of flipped around version of Jane Austen. And like I appreciate the style. I appreciate the vibe. I appreciate the artistic perspective, as they would say. But yeah, I especially season after season after season of Bridgerton, like, woof, just got to be a bit much for me. Okay, I need to decide where to put more lavender on this portrait. I have two little sprigs down here. I did 3 roses. I did 3 blues. I did pink tulips around. So I'm trying to keep things pretty evenly spaced. Do I do a 1, 2, 3 on the lavender? Or do I do like 4? He's got lavender in his flower crown. I built in some Vinear sprigs. So I could do one there. I could do one there. And I could do one there. I could do 5. Is 5 too many? No, it'll probably draw the eye correctly because of what's in his crown. Okay. Maisie just came down to show me that she's taken off her bandage. She had her belly button pierced today and said, "You can tell Lizzie." That's ouchy. That's ouchy. I'm impressed and ouch. I hope it heals well. That's an exciting day. I'm honored to be in the know. Hope all goes well. I remember the day I got my ears pierced, I was 11. I was so nervous and it like didn't even hurt at all. It felt like a pinch. I didn't even cry. I was like, that's it. Felt like getting poked a little too hard. So I don't know about the belly button though. Okay, here's another sprig of lavender. Spriggy, spriggy, sprig. Alrighty. Oh no! My floss pulled through. I hate when that happens. Very brave. She had to wait until she turned 14. She did go a little while. Okay, that's good. Yes, yes. It is good to wait for things that we want sometimes. then you know for sure. I sometimes do that even just with shopping. Like if I want something, especially if it's a little superfluous, I will wait. And like sometimes I'll go so far as like hold it. Stores will hold things for you. And if sometimes I'm like, okay, if I'm thinking about it, if I'm like at the mall or whatever, if I'm thinking about it still before I leave, then I know I need to go back and get it. Or sometimes if it's bigger purchase, like if I'm still thinking about it tomorrow, okay, then I'll go back and get it. But oftentimes I'm not.
You know what you did go back for? That rainbow basket.
Yeah, there was a rainbow basket that I really liked at the Brixton Market, and I was thinking about it for days.
She
It's
could
just like a
not.
little round
She could not
handcrafted
stop.
basket, and it's mostly crafted in. It's like the bottom is kind of a white basket material. I don't know, sticks, whatever you make baskets with. And then it's a rainbow. It's just like this pretty little rainbow. It's really cute. Really pretty. I was
It
like
was rainbow
I was like, "This
basket
is
this
crazy."
and rainbow basket that for days.
No, it wasn't that bad. But I'm
but but
like,
I
we don't have our own place yet. Like, that would be crazy. And it was like 20 pounds. Like, I was like, who pays that much for a basket?
yeah, but
I
it
did.
came up
I went
enough
back.
times that it was like, well, we're obviously
We have
getting
to
this
go back.
basket.
And I was like, okay, if we go back and it's still there, I'll buy it. And it was still there. So I bought it. And that has all of my vitamins and supplements in it. I take my morning vitamins and my fish oil and my zinc and my creatine and my resveratrol, whatever that's supposed to do for me, and my NAD and TA and I don't know. I take things that I'm supposed to take, I guess. I guess it's good for me. I don't know. The omega for sure, and vitamin D. Oh my goodness, I will sing the praises of omega-3s and vitamin Ds and zinc. Whew, game changers for the mental health. It's fate if it's still there, 100%. 100%, especially if it's days later. But you gave fate days, days to put that thing in somebody else's house. And if it's still there for you after, then literally your hands are tied. What other choice do you have? It's fate. You have to participate in that moment. Yes, vitamin D. Yep, vitamin D sups. I'm on that train. I already was. I'm already low. I was low on vitamin D living in a desert. Ruh-roh. Maybe I need to take more now that I live here. Oh. I saw a post, it was funny, it was like a series of videos of somebody who was like, "I'm on vacation in Hawaii, and the hotel is hosting a dermatology conference." And it was all these shots of the beach, and everyone on the beach was wearing, like, wide brim hats, those, like, long sleeve, like, sun covers, longer, like, sun cover, like, things. Some people had, like, face like, made out of bathing suit material, but, like, face covers. It was
Incredible.
and just, like, shot after shot after shot of, like, all these people milling about the beaches of Hawaii, like, fully covered up. It's like, "Oh, no. Oh, no. I need to do a better job on the beach, I think."
You just slap on some SPF and call
They
it a
know a
day.
lot of things I don't know, and that's how
They do
they're
know a
doing the
lot of they
beach,
do know
though.
a lot
You
of
know what I
things.
mean?
But also like
They also see the worst of it, I'm
they see
sure.
the worst. It's like my mom being an ER nurse.
Yeah. All the risks you're never allowed to take
Yeah.
because she sees it all. That's true. Or like how my dad, who was a music educator, didn't allow me to play drums, which, silly as it is a very similar example because he's like his whole career. Because when you play the drums, you don't just have one case with like a violin in it or a flute. You have like
You
7
get your
cases with
kit.
all your cymbals and your kit and your stands and your drums. And he's like, "You don't want to play drums, trust me." And I was like, "But dad, it's so cool." And he's like, "When you have to load up your van, trip after trip to get anywhere, trust me, you don't want to play drums." Like, okay. And I think he was right because I played trombone and that was big and heavy. And I was always like, why didn't I choose piccolo? But I had fun.
Yeah, you could have shoved a piccolo in your pocket.
Exactly. Can't shove a trombone in your pocket.
I once rode my trombone case down a snowy hill.
That's right. On wheels.
Oh no, not wheels.
Oh, you just used it as a sled?
Yeah, it was a sled.
That's so on brand. I have no words. Like, of course you did.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yeah. The
You had a good time?
case, I mean,
Was it damaged?
um,
The case or the horn?
the horn was fine. The case did not.
Did you get
I
into
eventually
trouble?
replaced it. Oh, my mom was not pleased. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But when you're in 7th grade, like, what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
When
What else?
when you have a steep hill and you're
It was a steep hill.
in the junior high backyard.
It was. It was. I think we get daylight savings tomorrow in the UK. And Spencer and I keep like our math in our brains is like, wait, so that means it's like fall back, spring forward, right? So like, okay, so that means that at noon, when the clock says noon, it'll feel like 1 p.m., right? So that's like when it's sunsetting, it'll feel like that should be happening an hour from now, but it'll be happening. Anyway, I'm very curious to see what happens tomorrow.
We'll never know.
And to see
We won't know until it happens.
if our daylight savings brains have been correct.
I don't know why this one has really tripped me up for some reason.
Yeah, I'm also tripped up. I think I'm tripped up because the States is already on it, and so I've adjusted already to their time change and gotten used to the new time difference, but then there will be yet another new time difference. It's very confusing. I say we all just get rid of daylight savings. Just let the solar system take care of it. Who are we to say what time it is? The sun is where it is in the sky. That's what I say. Not that we shouldn't tell time, but like, yeah, sometimes it just gets dark at a certain time of year, at a certain time of day. It's okay. Don't have to micromanage it. My goodness.
We humans
I
think we can
know.
just micromanage the sun.
We humans, we just so love to micromanage all the things. Not always a bad thing, but sometimes. Sometimes let's all just chill out, you know? Oh boy. Well, we've just hit the hour mark, and I do think our viewers are coming and going a bit. I could keep going for a while longer, or we could all say ta-ta and that it's been fun. So I don't know if you have a preference of like if you got to get going, let me know, and that'll be our sign from the universe, just like I got a sign from the universe to buy the rainbow basket. But if you want to stay on for a little while longer, we can also do that. Gemma says, I had fun this morning. The pipe from the bath came off and the water came pouring through my ceiling.
Oh.
That is a doozy, Gemma. I'm so sorry. Wow. That's a problem to deal with. Do you have help? Did you could you call somebody quickly? I hope. My goodness. My goodness. I'm so sorry. I woke up this morning at 6 a.m. to play a game online with my friend who's back in the States, who was up till like midnight. So we played for a couple hours this morning. And then when Spencer woke up, we had breakfast and then went to Thetford Forest.
That's the one.
Thetford Forest. It's like just a little drive south of where we are. Big old forest with like bike trails and walking trails and all this cool stuff for kids. Really neat place. We had a long walk with the doggo and then drove back. I had a bath this afternoon, but the pipe did not come off. Thankfully. I'm so sorry you dealt with that. What a bummer. What a bummer. My goodness. Okay, well, I just finished up a lavender. I was gonna do 2 more, I think. Do one there. I could do one there. I think that's what I'll do. Okay. All right. Well, I haven't gotten any like let's keep going for infinity messages. So now that we're at 5 after the hour, we've been going just a little over an hour. So I used to try to hit for that 90 minutes, but it's like if it's a slower sip and stitch, it happens sometimes. It's a sleepy spring Saturday. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I made some progress. I did 3 lavenders in a rose. So there's progress. Feeling good about it. Jonathan, he's coming together. Jonathan Hybert. Um, so yeah, thanks for those who have been hanging out. Thanks for those who have been chatting in the comments. It's fun to catch up and gab and um, hear what you're up to. Thanks, Alina and Lisa. I have a friend named Lisa. Um, Chris and Gemma, Jamie, and everybody who hung out. For Wild Crafty Curiosity, good luck with your dog coloring. Um, yeah, we'll see you next month, last Saturday of the month. I don't know where we'll be actually, because that'll be after the 25th. We're leaving our next Airbnb on the 25th, and there's like a week that we don't have a place,
yeah, I
and we're
forget.
trying to figure out what to do. Maybe another cute like cottage away.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you all for hanging. It's so fun to see you, to chat with you. Best of luck with Macy and the new piercing.
And the water coming through your
yes,
shirt.
and the water coming through. And good to see you, Chris. Thanks for saying hi, everybody. It's always a pleasure. We'll see you next month, next Saturday, and of course in the comments and the DMs and all that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining. We'll see you next time. Happy stitching.